Okay, so it is my privilege to introduce our first keynote speaker to set the message. Victor Stagnaro joined the National Firefighter Foundation staff in 2010, and he serves as the CEO, overseeing the foundation's family and fire service programs, its marketing, and business management. He retired as the Deputy Fire Chief of Emergency Operations after 30 years of service with Prince George's County Fire Emergency Service Department. Victor authored a chapter in Fire Engineering's Handbook for Firefighter 1 and 2 on EMS in the fire service. Please join me as we welcome him as our keynote, setting the stage and the tone for this symposium, Victor Stagnaro.
Good morning. It's a big responsibility being up here setting the tone for such a great event. Yeah, no pressure there. I want to thank Dr. Caban-Martinez for the invitation. And Dr. Kobitz, I think you stole some of my thunders. One of the things I wanted to talk about is just the family connections, the people connections that we make. I think you read my script here, but thank you for mentioning that because it's such a vital component for what we do day in and day out. I'm truly humbled to address this distinguished group. You've dedicated your careers to understand and combating the devastating occupational diseases that continue to claim the lives of our firefighters. You know, I was thinking a little bit as I prepared my remarks, and I was thinking about when I first joined the fire service. And if I can show that one, there's only one slide, and I'm just going to show it for a couple of minutes. If that one slide. So back in the day, this is my way back. So I was young once, and we did fight some fires. So, you know, I looked up to my mentors. I wanted to be just like them. They had seen so much and seen so many things and done so much, and they seemed so good at what they did. You can take that down now. Thank you. You know, we were taught to wear SCBA, but wait until the very last moment, until you had snot running out of your nose and your eyes are watering because you wanted to save as much air as you possibly could. That's what we were taught. We didn't know that this casual effect that we had to our health and safety was really detrimental to us. After the fire, we would begin our overhaul. And I remember standing next to a firefighter as we're pulling ceilings and checking for hot spots. The firefighter next to me, and he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. That's where we came from. That's what I wanted to. I didn't smoke, but that's kind of things that we aspired to. Thankfully, times have changed, and so has the fire service attitudes towards firefighter safety and cancer prevention. As knowledge and scientific research progressed in significant part thanks to the people in this room, so did our understanding of the dangers faced by firefighters. The realization of the increased cancer risk has sparked a fundamental change in attitudes and practices across our firefighting community. For example, we now understand the importance of wearing protective gear, and we recognize the critical role of comprehensive decontamination practices to minimize exposure into harmful carcinogens, not just for ourselves, but for our families, by reducing the risk of carrying those harmful substances back with us to our homes. During this conference, experts will discuss improved technology and equipment and the latest research findings. This morning, I would like to share my observations on 3 factors that I think have contributed to the shift in attitudes and practices throughout our career. Excuse me. Let's be clear. These are not the qualitative and quantitative research like those of you in the room do every single day. Instead, these are factors that stem from my one-on-one conversations with firefighters and their families, through thoughtful discussions with scientists like you and researchers. The first change-making factor related to the power of our change is collaboration. It's what we're doing here. Thank you, Dr. Caban-Martinez, for the collaboration and the work you're doing. This is especially suitable in this place as we start that our primary reason for being here. There's no doubt that collaboration between firefighters, researchers, and organizations has been instrumental in driving the shift in attitude. 10 years ago, next month, just as you were starting up your organization, we had a life safety summit in Tampa, Florida, undeniably prioritizing cancer as the most critical emerging topic for the fire service. In 2014, cancer was mentioned 22 times in that summit report. From action items that seem obvious today for many fire departments, like zero tolerance for tobacco use, to action items we're still focused on, like annual physicals that screen for early detection of cancer risks. After 10 years, it's safe to say that cancer is no longer an emerging issue, as evidenced by those gathered here in this conference. After that summit in 2014, the NFFF gathered major subject matter experts across the fire service to form the National Firefighter Cancer Alliance, and is now managed by our affiliate organization, the First Responder Center for Excellence. It curates information about firefighter occupational cancer and other topics in ways that can be easily disseminated to firefighters. Things like Firefighter Cancer Pledge and the Virtual Resource Kit. At that 2014 summit, we didn't agree on everything, but we did agree that firefighter occupational cancer must be addressed collaboratively, and I can attest that the fire service, along with our research friends, have answered the call. For example, while many agencies are working on presumption laws like the International Association of Firefighters, it has without a doubt, there's no other organization that has done so much for occupational cancer for all firefighters. If you go to their website, they have up-to-date lists of presumptive disability laws, types of cancers that are included, and this is an ongoing battle that demands everyone's ongoing attention. Other examples include the International Association of Fire Chiefs, Volunteer and Combination Officers Section Lavender Ribbon Report on Cancer Awareness, and most notably, as was mentioned earlier, founded by Mike Dubron, the Firefighter Cancer Support Network, and now led by Chief Brian Feeders. They've done an outstanding job raising awareness of firefighter cancers and supporting firefighters and their families. They started in 2005. Next year will be their 20th anniversary. We'll need to do something about that. Thank you, Mike, for all you do. There's also grassroots initiatives like Billy Goldfeder's 40-plus fire initiatives, which focuses on prostate cancer screening and similar initiatives and other specific cancers. The U.S. Fire Administrator is harnessing this collective power for those working on firefighter occupational cancer by including it as one of the top 5 priorities for the National Fire Strategy. I want to read you the exact statement from the national strategy. It's important to see that all organizations and agencies from federal level all the way down to the firehouse is speaking with one voice on this priority. It says, establish a comprehensive firefighter cancer strategy that invests in research, provides access to screening for firefighters, and reduces and eliminates exposures to dangerous contaminants such as carcinogens or forever chemicals, which have been linked to cancer and other health problems. Who's been doing this and who's going to do this? All of us, everyone in this room. This leads me to the second factor I want to talk about, and that's community. Of course, it's not just the fire service organizations helping to raise awareness of firefighter occupational cancer. There's a large community of people working together to increase awareness of preventive measures based on science, and to help you and your family if you're diagnosed with cancer. That's really important. Let me say it again. There's a large community of people working together to increase awareness of preventive measures based on science and to help you and your family if you're diagnosed with cancer. It's all the different puzzle pieces of organizations, federal partners, researchers, fire departments, and individual firefighters building this community to help firefighters who are in recruit school learning how to reduce their risks associated with firefighting, and to help retired firefighters with a recent diagnosis and their families, and firefighters who die from cancer. And all this information stems from the research that you provide to the fire service. There's room in the community for every individual firefighter to have a role in helping other firefighters. This is crucial. We all need to, every single firefighter in the United States of America can play a role. And that's through registering through the NIOSH Firefighter Registry for Cancer. We'll hear a lot more about this over the next few days, but every firefighter, current and retired, can play a role. a significant role. And I pledge that my organization, as well as I hope every other organization in this room, will pledge the same to increase the number of firefighters registered on that. I can pledge to you too that our fire programs, all of our training presentations nationwide are going to include in our attendance and encourage everyone to register for the cancer registry. The final factor I want to discuss is what I've witnessed firsthand regarding the change in attitudes towards firefighter cancer. This component, it's personal experience to loss. Everyone here has experienced it. Firefighter cancer is personal. It's personal to me, and I know it's personal to you. I'm sure it is with everyone in the room. I've witnessed the impact of cancer on the lives of my family and some of my mentors I've mentioned at the beginning of my remarks. I've seen friends and colleagues battle and sometimes succumb to this terrible disease. I've spent time with grieving families whose firefighters have died from cancer or are now part of our Fire Hero family, helping other families to deal with this unimaginable loss. I've attended many cancer-related meetings and conferences, and I'm sure you have over the past 10 years. Frequently at these sessions, we ask for a raise of hands. Does anybody know who's got cancer? Do you know anyone who's got cancer? Do you have cancer? 10 years ago, half, 3/4 of the folks would raise their hands. Today, every firefighter raises their hand. You know, in the early days, when I showed the video or the picture, at a fire scene, we put up fire line tape. And firefighters are exempt from that, right? Every firefighter in the room has gone underneath that fire line tape. Somehow we thought cancer and some of these other diseases that impact the rest of the community, we would be exempt from that too, but we're not. It has to stop. I talked now to firefighters who died from cancer. It's tragic, and this is the most consequential reason firefighters change their behavior, because they don't want to attend another funeral. They want to know that comfort is coming for their grieving families, and they don't want to stay casual in their approach to firefighter safety. Collaboration, community, personal experiences, these factors have created the momentum of change. I assure you that the collective efforts of researchers like you, organizations, policymakers, and firefighters themselves have contributed to this momentum. You have my commitment to ensure that the National Firefighters Foundation and the FRCE advocate for the recognition of firefighter cancer-related deaths, and we stand with the families of those who are fallen. In closing, I wanted to share a part of a hero tribute video. Each year, the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend, we invite families to share memories of their firefighter with us. The videos are then posted as a tribute to the firefighters on our YouTube page, and they also share the resilience of our Fire Hero families as comfort to others who may experience loss. Hopefully it's keyed up to the 5-minute and 49-second mark. If it's not, we can just skip it because I know I'm running close on time. Is it possible to show that video?
Somebody that went too quick. I mean, if he was still alive or he continued, I mean, I think big things would happen for him because he was that kind of person.
He will always be with us. The things that you find out after a passing of a child is all those things that he did without even saying he did them. People came after the funeral and told us, hey, you know, I was being bullied in high school and he came and was my rescue. There was a lady that came and she said, your son had no discrimination. He said, I was having a mental health issue and he was calm, collective, and he was there for me. And I had another person that came in and they did, the fire department would send them out to do volunteer works, and they were at Pizza Hut. And the child was autistic. And my son took the time to spend time with that autistic child, give him the space, and be with them. So when you look after everything that has happened, there's always a reason why they left. And for us, even when he was sick, because he got diagnosed with cancer, even when he was sick, he was still taking care of his community. He was sicker than the people he was taking care of until his chief came and told him that he had to go and take care of him. So that's the kind of person my son was. Always thought of others before himself. And to me, that's a proud moment for us. As a legacy for him, for us, people that are not in this level with the fire department, that don't share that brotherhood or that sisterhood, might not know this, but we do. My husband was paramilitary, so we tend to know what brotherhood means. But to us, as a legacy for him, we did a foundation. This foundation is called the Negrete Firefighter Foundation. And what this does, this is our 3rd year into it. What we do, we offer scholarships in his behalf. When he passed away the first year, we had 3 scholarships for 3 young adults. 2 of them are now firefighters, EMTs for Austin, Texas. 2 of them right now have just finished the fire academy. And one of them is a young lady, because ladies, females can do it too. So that is the legacy that I have for our son, because he may be gone to the public, but he will never be forgotten to us. And it's a legacy for our community. That's what we do. We learn every day how to do it better. It's a big sacrifice for a firefighter family, because they are gone at all times of the day. Sometimes they're working 2-3 days at the fire station because they have to get their mission accomplished. And they do it. And those are things that we as a community don't see. And so, he will always be with us. When I said my son, he was the baby of the house, which means, this kid would do some of the craziest things, not only to us parents, but to his siblings, and they would always be in a discussion or an argument, like, who's their favorite son, And we all knew, like, when he was passing away, he even said it, I'm your favorite son, And it was during COVID. And a lot of people, my son died during COVID, And that meant that we couldn't go in there and see him. So that was hard to even saying goodbye, And as parents and as family, it's hard.
Here's to you, with that smile on your face. Here's to you, and what I will.
Thank you. Firefighter Jose Negrete died on July 28th, 2020 at the age of 30. He succumbed to cancer. Over the next few days, as we talk about the number of firefighters lost to occupational cancer, hope we can all continue to remind ourselves that these are not numbers, they're not just data. They represent people like Firefighter Negrete. They are sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, brothers, friends, and coworkers. I want to express my deep gratitude for all of you, for all that you do in making a difference and saving the lives of firefighters, so that we as an organization have fewer firefighters to honor and fewer families to serve. I look forward to talking with you over the next few days about how the foundation can work with you to ensure a safer future for our firefighters and for their families. Thank you very much.